Thank you all for joining us as we share information on the Future Drought Fund's Community Impact Program. Firstly, FRRR, the Foundation for Rural and Regional Renewal, and ARLF, Australian Rural Leadership Foundation, acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander nations across Australia, especially those where we work and fund organisations and activities. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging and acknowledge the continuation of the custodial, cultural and educational practices of Australia's First People. And we welcome you here today to our Community Impact Program information session. My name is Rachel and I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator from the FRRR team. And I'd also like to introduce you to the team at the other members of our team at FRRR and ARLF. We've got Gemma and Emily joining us from ARLF and Fiona, some of who you might know. In today's meeting, we'll be introducing you to the Future Drought Fund's Community Impact Program, which covers both the Community Impact Grants and the Community Impact Leadership components, why we think you should participate, and we'll share some things that previous participants have experienced by being involved, and finally, some Q&A at the end. We've allowed quite a bit of time, so we're really here to hear your questions. If something comes up as we go, please feel free to add them to the chat and we can come back to them at the end. And for those of you new to the program, I'd like to give you a little bit of background. FRRR is the only national foundation specifically focused on ensuring the social and economic strength of remote, rural and regional communities. Our model connects common purposes with funding with local prioritised needs. We believe targeted, well-informed investment in local organisations will stimulate ideas that create vibrant communities. That's why our grant programs focus on building resilience and strengthening communities and actively seek to support a more prepared and climate resilient remote, rural and regional Australia. FRRR are proud to partner with the Australian Government and the Australian Rural Leadership Foundation to deliver the Future Drought Fund's Communities Program. This FRRR and ARLF partnership began in 2020 with the Networks to Build Drought Resilience and Drought Resilience Leaders and continued through to this point with helping regional communities prepare for drought initiative. And this was such a great program, which many of you will have taken part in. And I'd like to introduce Emily to share a little bit about ARLF.
Hi everyone. For those of you that may not have come across the RLF before, for more than 30 years, the Australian Rural Leadership Foundation has grown leadership for thriving communities across rural, regional and remote Australia. We stand for strong, connected, resilient communities and the people who make them thrive. And our work is people-focused and built on respect, collaboration and learning. We create spaces where local voices lead and where leadership is shared, strengthened and sustained. So today, over 5,000 people have taken part in an RLF program and our Changemaker network consists of over 2,300 people. We are so proud to have worked with your regions to build capability and leadership development with community leaders. And our learning experiences are designed to be immersive and practical and aim to inspire to give people the tools to take action across communities and regions. Thanks, Rach.
Thanks so much, Emily. And this wonderful 5-year collaboration recognises that partnering as organisations to support both individuals and community-based organisations yields amplified results for communities on the ground, as they experience increasing complexity in responding to and preparing for disruptions such as drought and other climate-related impacts. We were very excited on the 5th of November as together we launched the Future Drought Fund's Communities Program. This program is designed to support not-for-profit organisations nationally to deliver local projects and activities that will result in strengthened social capital, well-being and connectedness to prepare for and build social resilience to drought. And if you missed the launch, you can find the recording on FRRR's website where we take you through the whole program in detail. So just to give you a snapshot of the Communities program. The overall program has 5 elements, offering access to grant funds, leadership development, local capacity building opportunities. But today we'll be focusing on this first element, which is the Community Impact Program. Your region is also eligible for the Mentoring Initiative and the Capacity Building Program. Overall, the Communities Program has been designed to ensure that every community across the country has opportunity to access funding to support social resilience activities. I'll explain a little bit more about the eligible regions. We're excited that your region is one of 12 identified to participate in this community impact program. And we really invite you to read through the program guidelines for a full list of the LGAs within your region. These regions align with one or more of the regional drought resilience plans, the RDRP, and were selected through evaluation from our previous programs, departmental policy objectives, discussions with state and territory governments, feedback from regional organisations, the capacity of eligible regions, and multiple other factors such as drought sensitivity, both now and into the future. So what are some of the outcomes of these grants? We recognise that small and remote areas are vulnerable to drought, climate change, and disasters, and experience capacity challenges in responding to and preparing for climate-related impacts, where often existing disadvantage is exacerbated. And that's why our programs focus on building resilience and strengthening communities. And we actively seek to support a more prepared and climate resilient remote, rural, and regional Australia. And now I'm going to cover the grant process and funding. Community impact grants, specifically, there will be a set amount of $900,000 available for each of these 12 regions. There will be 2 rounds of grants with a maximum grant amount of $150,000, and they will be delivered over 18 months each round. FRRR will lead a community program design process in your region to help build a regional roadmap of projects that respond to local drought preparedness. So just to paint a picture of how this will come about. Over the next 2 months, FRRR will be reaching out to your community organisations within your region. The goal will be to convene you in your region between February and April next year. Within that time, and up until June, organisations will work together with us, FRRR, and an external facilitator to design a roadmap of projects that will help local community to be better prepared for drought into the future. Where it's relevant, a key influence on these projects will be the initiatives or priorities outlined in the region's Regional Drought Resilience Plan. This is another element of the Future Drought Fund, which communities have been working on since 2022. Organisations will also collaboratively nominate a region coordinator, which we referred to as the CPLO in the previous program. This organisation, the region coordinator, will convene the network of funded organisations regularly through program delivery, sharing of information, promoting collaboration, expanding the network where appropriate, and act as a central local point of contact for the region, FRRR, ARLF, and evaluation until November 2028. As previously, this is a funded project in its own right. FRRR will provide the region coordinator position description when we're in your region and guidance for organisations to understand the role and choose a suitable organisation. FRRR can assist if needed, and if the region is unable to come to a decision and common agreement. So when the roadmap is approved, organisations will then apply for funding through FRRR's grant-making system, and projects will commence from October 2026. Now, we don't expect communities to identify robust projects to use the full $900,000 the first go. We also know things change in regions, so in early 2027, groups will come back together again to review the roadmap and reprioritise where needed. Projects that weren't ready in the first go may be reconsidered if appropriate, or new opportunities may be prioritised. It's really up to you as a group. At this point, the roadmap will be updated and a second round of funding will be open for applications. And all projects will need to be completed by November 2028. So over to you, Gemma, on the ARLF leadership component of this project.
Yeah, hi, good morning everyone. Gemma Rostron here from the ARLF Community Engagement Leader. Really looking forward to working with you all again and informing about the leadership opportunities within this program. It was a really great success in phase 2, and we look forward to building on from that moving forward with the Future Drought Fund Communities program. So this time around, let me explain this slide. It does look a little confusing at present, but the focus basically is about regional. We're shifting our focus to that from that individual leadership to a more regional capacity building opportunity for the arid lands. It's about creating long-term place-based support and strong local networks, ensuring we complement existing programs on the ground. So that will be a big focus of our work moving forward. So each region will start with a shared framework, and this is the framework that you're looking at right now. So let's go into the elements here. So we're moving away from those one-off workshops that we've seen in the last phase, as you might have come across the Changemaker workshops. We're shifting our focus to more sustained in-place leadership support. So stronger outcomes from building leadership alongside you all in the region. Let's start with the Impact Leadership Program, which consists of all of these 5 elements. So we're looking for 5 participants per region that will become our local champions. They will be invited to apply for the Impact Leadership Program, and that program will focus on social and drought resilience, systems leadership, human-centered design, and also hosting and facilitation practices. So we're really looking to build those first 5 in this region to support the rest of that framework that you can see there. So this program is quite a comprehensive, supported program. We'll have lots of support from our facilitation and learning teams. The program begins with a National Impact Forum. So the first element you can see there, we'll run this program in late June of 2026, bringing together those first 5 from every region. So I get shivers when I talk about bringing together that cross-collaboration in region. We'll bring 60 people into the National Impact Forum, where that will be 3 days of deep learning within that focus of what I just mentioned before, and also change management, leading change, and those difficult conversations. So that participants learn not only leadership skills, but how to host and facilitate learning for others. So that's a really big component of this program, how we can take that hosting and facilitation skills back into region this time around. These participants will receive ongoing coaching online from our external facilitators. So the participants receive ongoing support between sessions to embed the learning from the National Impact Forum into the next couple of elements, as you see here. Let's talk about the Networked Leadership Program. This is delivered in your region for up to 25 to 30 participants. It's a residential 3 days of intense learning. So, and as you can see there, we're looking at that practical real life applications for outcomes in better community conversations, collaborations and networks, a huge focus, and problem solving. So the 3 days there will be supported by those the first 5 from the Impact Leadership Program, as well as our external facilitation team. So very well supported program. And again, building those individual but also regional capacity skills, building skills there. Those 25, as well as the first 5, will also receive ongoing coaching to embed those skills moving forward. So that's what you see there as the coaching continues. The regional impact forums. Now, this may look a little different in each region. It will be shaped by those first 5 participants and also those networked leadership program participants. So we're really looking to seek the feedback and work on those, how those forums will look moving forward in the region based on those first 4 elements. The forums will be co-facilitated again by the first 5, as well as the external regional facilitators. So we're reinforcing that local leadership. And as always, we will work together with existing programs on the ground to ensure that we're, complementary to everything existing in local leadership in your region. That's our main focus, as always. Right, feed next slide, please. Let's look at these elements in the timeline. So Rach touched on the timeline within the granting process, and we're really looking at these elements to complement the FRRR projects moving forward. So first column here, we're looking at that where we are at now. We've just launched the program and we're going into those virtual regional sessions, and you're in one of those right now. As Rachel mentioned, from February onwards, we're looking at that face-to-face deep engagement in your region. So I look forward to connecting with you face-to-face. And we'll also have applications open for the Impact Leadership Program. So I'll have a lot more details and fact sheets for that program when I visit you in person. And then, as I mentioned before, the National Impact Leadership Forum will be held in, we're working on that right now, but it'll be held in region on June 22 to 26. So again, inviting all those first 5 successful applicants to come together, and it will be a really great opportunity for those regions to connect and share opportunities, ideas, and everything moving forward, as well as that deep learning in hosting and facilitating. And then how we see these moving forward from July 2026 next year will be really shaped by those participants and yourselves, the feedback that we receive from you. As you can see down the bottom, and Rach did tap on this in that program snapshot slide, our National Mentoring Initiative has opened, and we'll have 2 cohorts of those. So this program is set to commence virtually online from February 2026. It's a brilliant program, and also cohort 2 from February 2027, and I can talk to you more about those, the National Mentoring Initiative, if anyone would like to know more details. Next slide, thank you. A little snapshot of what we've already done in your region. Really proud to say that we ran 4 Changemaker workshops, and we have a network of over 40 changemakers and innovators already in the arid lands. And we look to really build on that, keep those conversations and relationships moving along, because we feel like that's just the start of what we would like to achieve together in your region. But an overall snapshot of what the ARLF accomplished with the FRRR moving forward was those 2,300 Changemaker participants. It's just gobsmacking, really, to me. I just think, wow, across 121 locations. So as remote as Cooper Pedy for you, Lee Creek, Manor Hill, we went into Port Augusta as well. So some really, really great locations there that we're hoping to build on and engage a broader network moving forward with this program. So I will hand back over to Rach to talk more about the stats from the past phase in community
Thanks,
grants.
Gemma.
Thank you, Rach.
It was such a fabulous project, and as the slide mentions, we had 164 fabulous projects, and we have a bigger pot this time, so we're really looking to broaden our scope and engagement in your region. And we really invite you to join us as we share our collective learning and insights on December 4, where we have a webinar for our evaluation of this program, and we'll share a link to that. Really, it's such a moment to appreciate all of the projects and all of the great work that was done in the HRCPD project. And it gives great insight into the strength and breadth of this project. So, why join us on the next step? This program is more than just access to funding and leadership development. It enables communities to build on what already exists. It provides resources to continue to work together in preparing for drought and other climate-related impacts. It gives local community groups access to tools, resources, and to continue to grow into the future, to share ideas, stories, and lessons from communities across the country working towards the same goals, and expands local networks and relationships. And these are just to name a few. One participant from the last stage of delivery told us, the Community Impact Program has been a great and huge success in our region. The ongoing impacts have been outstanding. New partnerships have been struck, new leaders emerged, and community connectedness has increased. And this is why it's important for drought resilience. So we thought we'd just touch on a few projects that were funded under the Helping Regional Communities Prepare for Drought initiative. We have a whole range that are featured on the website with quite a lot of detail. But there's a couple of popular examples, which is the NFP House project in Queensland, which was about building the capacity of local not-for-profits, and also the Young Farmer Network for the birdship cropping group. And by far the most popular offering was the Changemaker opportunity with ARLF, which saw communities experience 2 days of growth, learning, connection, and time together. And the results really have been inspirational. So from here, FRRR and ARLF will be reaching out to you, our communities across your region, and we're really looking for you to share the word about this opportunity. We encourage anybody interested in participating to please join our expressions of interest form, which we'll be sending out also. We've also got our email and phone here. We love a chat. Please get in touch. We're making meetings in the coming weeks, but we're always here to chat. So we really appreciate you making the time to hear a little bit more information today about the Community Impact Program, and we look forward to working alongside you.